Hello again, everybody. I'm Scott Casper, and it's time to take a look at the news from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. We want to start by wishing you all a Happy New Year. Hopefully you had a great holiday season with family and friends. Our last episode was our 2014 year in review, and this week we'll share some highlights from some events that took place over the holiday season. First, we start at the world-famous arena, Madison Square Garden in New York City. It was the Grapple at the Garden held before the weekend of Christmas. In the main event, 2 international bouts took place. Global Wrestling Championship belts and prize money were on the line. The co-main event was a freestyle heavyweight bout featuring 2-time world bronze medalist Travel Dolognev of the U.S. against Olympic champion and 5-time world champ Kazimir Gatsalov of Russia. Dolognev opened strong, scoring 4 points on a leg attack, taking Gatsalov to his back. Dolognev got his 5th point when Gatsalov was placed on the shot clock and was unable to score. Well, the Russian made a comeback in round 2, scoring 2 straight takedowns to pull within 1. Gatsalov shot again as time ran down, but Dolognev scored on a counter takedown for a 7-4 victory and the GWC International Heavyweight belt.
I got off to a big lead, and I think I lost my focus a little bit to just sit, and so he surprised me, came back late, but I kind of clicked back in and was able to score the last takedown. So it was a fun match, but definitely not satisfied, not where I need to be.
In the main event, 2014 world champ Arsen Jufalakian of Armenia battled 4-time NCAA champ Kyle Dake for the welterweight Greco-Roman belt. Now, Dake already holds the welterweight freestyle belt, but accepted the challenge of changing styles to battle the reigning world champ. Dake led 2-0 after the first period, hitting a gut wrench after his opponent was placed down. And in the second, Dake was hit for passivity and placed down, where the Armenian then hit a 4-point lift and throw, followed by a 2-point gut wrench. Dake received another point when his opponent was hit for passivity with 40 seconds remaining. But Jufalakian was able to hold on and took home the championship belt by a 6-3 margin.
This was more interesting for me to fight with a freestyler in Madison Square Garden, but not the money, because that prize is me, was not that what I'm fighting for. Yeah.
Now, leading up to the main event matchups, a special dual meet was held featuring MMA athletes and wrestlers. Team Joe Warren, well, it was organized by Bellator MMA champ and past world Greco-Roman champ Joe Warren, while Team Gracie was set up by Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wizard and legend Renzo Gracie. In a battle of U.S. wrestling stars at 155, Oklahoma State NCAA champ Jordan Oliver will hear into 10-0 tech fall over Penn State national champ Frank Molinaro. Both are members of Freestyle Team USA and top Olympic hopefuls.
You know, he's a new guy, never wrestled him before, so it's a different style matchup for me. But also it was good to be able to, witness that and have that feeling of how Frank wrestles, because later down the road I know I'm going to be seeing him a lot of times. So,
another winner for Team Joe Warren was Warren himself. Competing at 145, he pinned former Boise State wrestler and UFC star Scotty Jorgensen.
Scotty came in here to help me, wrestle with me. I just didn't think that was going to be a fall. I'm sorry. Me and Scott wanted to wrestle for a long time. So, but we're excited, man. Team Joe Warren, Team Renzo Gracie, Madison Square Garden, Grapple at the Garden. I mean, we'll have a great time today. Honored to be here.
World Team member and Edinburgh NCAA runner-up Sean Bunch earned another win for Team Warren with a 10-0 tech fall over Damasio Page.
It was fun event, man. It's, whenever I get the chance to do these little wrestling matches like this, I like to give back to the sport and go out there and put on a show and have a great time doing it.
Well, you're getting some points out there, right?
Yeah, scoring a few points, just having fun, just letting loose.
3-time All-American from Michigan State and current UFC star Gray Maynard kept the wins coming for Team Warren with a 14-3 technical fall over Ozzy Dugalav.
It's an unbelievable tournament, and I like to travel and try to hit up a lot of schools. It's a good time. I love the sport. I mean, it's the best sport in the world, and it's great to keep active.
Oklahoma State All-American King Mo Lawal competed for Team Joe Warren at heavyweight and showed his offense in a 15-8 win over Hollis Gracie.
Yeah, man, it was fun, man. You just having, little flashbacks of, mind you, if Coach Jackson was there, I wouldn't have been that sloppy in that match, but I was just out there having fun. Exhibition, let loose, but this is great. It's great.
Other winners for Team Joe Warren included Brennan Ward, who beat Igor Gracie at 190, and Raleigh Peterkin, who pinned Kareem Ibrahim at 140 pounds. Wins for Team Gracie came at 185 from Gregor Gracie, who beat Daryl Christian, and Rustam Shisiev, who defeated Robert Hamlin at 189. The final score in the end, Team Joe Warren 7, Team Henzo Gracie 2. We talked with Team Joe Warren's coach, former Oklahoma State wrestler Chad Ravanack.
It's just trying to bring a little bit more publicity to the sport of wrestling and try and draw in the MMA crowd. And all these guys are former wrestlers, as are a lot of MMA guys, and really just trying to get them back to their roots and, you know, just trying to, you know, do it for the kids and do it for the sport that we all love.
Stay tuned. We'll be back after this short time out.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Well, there were 24 college teams in dual meet competition at this year's Grapple, most of them D1, with several ranked in the top 25. Third-ranked Cornell opened up against number 12 Edinburgh and jumped out to an early lead when NCAA runner-up Nishan Garrett picked up an 8-1 win over Corey Mines. But Edinburgh rebounded with a tech fall at 133. Top-ranked A.J. Shop racked up 17 points and a shutout.
I was really looking for a pin. I just broke Edinburgh's all-time record a couple weeks ago, and I've really been trying to stack one of the pins this year, like I have been since my freshman year here, and just regardless, be able to go out there and get bonus points like I do is pretty fun.
Second-ranked Mitchellport scored a huge win over Cornell's Ryan Dunphy at 141, and in a battle of ranked wrestlers, Edinburgh's Dave Habat edged out Chris Villalonga in a tight 5-4 victory at 149, and that gave the Fighting Scots a 14-3 advantage. But Cornell won the final 6 bouts to claim the duel. Craig Eifert edged out Casey Davis 6-4 at 157, and at 165 it was Dylan Palacio picking up the 13-4 major over Casey Fuller. Winning at 174 for the Big Red was George Pickett. He scored a 13-2 major over Zach Towers. Perhaps the biggest win for Cornell came at 184, where second-ranked Gabe Dean needed sudden victory over time to defeat number 11, Victor Avery, and he did so 6-4.
This is awesome. You know, you get to compete in Madison Square Garden in front of the fans and the crowd and stuff. It's great for us too, because, you know, there's a lot of distractions around, but you gotta stay focused on that match, stay focused on trying to get to his leg and score points.
Cornell finished the duel with a win at 197 from Jace Bennett over Vincent Pickett and a tight 9-8 win at heavyweight by Jacob Aiken-Phillips over Warren Bosch. A final score again, Cornell 23, Edinburgh 14. Here's Coach Rob Cole.
There's a lot of people up here. I'm walking through the halls. I don't know who they are, and they have Cornell gear on, and they're alumni. They're not wrestling alumni. They're just fans of Cornell University. So it's a great way for us to reconnect or to connect with alumni that would otherwise not be exposed to our program. And quite honestly, we're trying to build a fan base. And next year, the Nationals are going to be here. We want to have half this place be Cornell.
Now, in their second bout, the Big Red put away Northern Iowa big time. 35-4. NCAA runner-up Nishan Garrett was named the outstanding wrestler in the collegiate division after winning both of his bouts, including a 6-2 win over the 6th-ranked Dylan Peters of Northern Iowa. Edinburgh bounced back after the Cornell loss, edging out the 11th-ranked Lehigh 19-18. The dual meet ended in an 18-18 tie, but Edinburgh won by criteria, having the most victories. Well, the big matchup was at 133. That's where A.J. Shop rules. He earned a 4-1 decision over longtime rival Mason Beckman. Here's Edinburgh head coach Tim Flynn.
We won, more matches, but it was a back-and-forth match. We'd win a couple, they'd win a couple, and they had a big pin at 97. Draw close. So too exciting for me.
Well, it was a great day for Duke out of the ACC. The Blue Devils opened with an impressive 21-16 victory over Northern Iowa and then put away George Mason 24-9. Duke head coach Glenn Lanham grew up in nearby Long Island and was pleased with the way his team performed.
We told our guys to go out there and wrestle hard. We've been trained that way the whole summer, so it's nothing new to us, man. I'm Oklahoma State trained, and that's the way we do it. We wrestle hard the whole time. It doesn't change whether you're at Duke or wherever. I tell our guys that, hey, you got to go out there and compete.
Well, the 23rd-ranked Scarlet Knights of Rutgers also won both their duels, defeating Army 23-13 and Davison 49-3. Well, the other schools in the Garden who did well in Division I included Bucknell, Lehigh, Hofstra, Drexel, and Northern Iowa. Fans will be back after the short timeout. Stay tuned.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, in addition to the Division I college duels, the Grapple at the Garden also featured action in 4 other college divisions. In Division II, Wheeling Jesuit won its match. Minnesota State Moorhead faced the new program from LIU Post, which was reinstated just this year. It was a tremendous homecoming for the local team, which was formerly known as CW Post. LIU Post came away with wins from Joe Calderon at 133 and Chris Delorio at 197, but Minnesota Moorhead would ultimately take the duel, winning 8 of 10 for a 33-6 win. LIU Post coach Ryan Petrovich talked about the reinstatement of the program.
We're looking forward to getting better every single week and improvements. From the beginning of the year to now, we've made big leaps and bounds, so we're excited.
Well, in Division III action, Stevens Tech and Southern Maine each notched a victory in the Garden. On the junior college level, Middlesex Community College of New Jersey picked up a win over SUNY Sullivan, and in an NCAA club program match, Montclair State came out on top of Stony Brook. Also on the card were the final bouts from a popular middle school tournament, and in the high school division, the champions of the Mayor's Cup tournament featured New York City high school wrestlers competing against champs from another strong high school event in the tri-state area. Jim Fallis from the Beat the Streets New York program talks about the youth action at this year's Grapple.
Anytime that you can come into Madison Square Garden, it's the greatest arena in the world, and perform, whether it's for 6 minutes or 6 hours, it's a fantastic opportunity. So the middle school kids that participated today, the 88 kids, they had a great time, and the 60 high school wrestlers having a phenomenal time as well.
Well, the last USA Wrestling International Tournament of the year was held in Rochester, Minnesota. It was the annual Minnesota Storm Holiday Cup. Day one of the tourney featured Greco-Roman and women's freestyle. In a finals battle between teammates on the 2014 U.S. World Team, Kaylor Williams of the Army stopped Joseph Rao of the Minnesota Storm 7-0. Williams competed at 213 at the World Championships, while Rao was 2 weights lower at 176. Williams was named the outstanding wrestler in the Greco-Roman division for his performance.
Coming up from a small program and to a big one, I mean, it's just a blessing. And it really only motivates me further to try to do something more, especially since I'm representing the Army. It makes me really want to, go out there and win gold for all the soldiers out there who are deployed.
Another member of the 2014 World Team, Justin Lester of the Army, won the title at 163. He had an impressive 12-4 tech fall over Dylan Cowan. Winning the Minnesota Storm Holiday Cup for the 3rd straight year, it was Kendrick Sanders, who went 4-0 in 5-athlete round-robin competition at 176. And the champ at 187 was John Anderson, who scored a 9-0 tech fall over Joel Ballman. Anderson has moved up 2 weight classes this year and continues to impress. Young star Ryan Mango had a great tournament at 130. He scored a 10-0 tech fall over William Simpson in the finals. Other individual Greco-Roman champs included Brian Graham of the Minnesota Storm at 145, Anthony Linares of Northern Michigan at 156, and Jacob Mitchell of the Olympic Training Center at 286. One of the big winners in the women's freestyle class was 2008 Olympic bronze medalist Randy Miller of the U.S. Army. She moved up to 165 pounds for this event. Miller needed all 3 matches to win her final series, defeating Brittany Roberts of the Sunkissed Kids along the way. The first match went to Roberts on a 2-2 criteria decision, but Miller bounced back to win the next 2 bouts, both by a 2-1 margin. For her performance, she was named Outstanding Wrestler in the women's freestyle division.
I need to get back in the room and start working on developing some more arsenal against my opponents here in the States as well as overseas. So that's the main thing right now is getting back to the drawing board and figuring out how to open up to the shots from the hand fight.
Another 2014 U.S. World Team member won the gold at 116. Whitney Condor of the Army swept best of 3 final series over Virgilia Amaya, winning both matches by 10-0 tech falls. Winning a 5-athlete round-robin at 138 was 2014 World Team Trials runner-up Erin Claudio, who had a 4-0 record. In her final match, Claudio beat 2-time world bronze medalist Sally Roberts of the Army. Taking the title at 121 was Michaela Hutchinson. She defeated Maddie Tung in a series with 2 technical falls of her own. At 127, college star Kayla Miracle edged runner-up Jakara Winchester 8-6 in the deciding bout of that final series. Day 2 featured men's freestyle wrestling and women's Greco. Nazar Kolchitsky of the Tight Mercury Wrestling Club was the champ at 154 and got the Outstanding Wrestler in Freestyle award. Kolchitsky was the national champ for UW Oshkosh, and he won a tough 4-athlete round-robin with a 3-0 record. The key victory came in his first bout, where he edged out former Bucknell All-American Kevin LaValle 5-4.
I had to wrestle folk style, for 4 years, and now I'm just happy to get into it and have a great sparring partners in Wisconsin like Carter Shell, and great support like Trevor and Mitch Hall, Barry Davis, it's great people around me.
In another tough 4-athlete round-robin, it was North Carolina star Evan Henderson winning the gold medal at 143. 3 wrestlers finished with 2-1 records in the weight class. Henderson defeated Babito Yawa and lost to 3rd place Richard Robbins 6-8, but was awarded the championship due to criteria. The champion at 125, former Minnesota star Zach Sanders. He finished undefeated with 2 tech falls of his own. Past junior world champ and former Missouri star Don Bradley of the Sunkissed Kids won his heavyweight gold with a 2-0 record, including a tech fall over runner-up Chad Johnson. At 163, Mozafe beat his U.S. Army teammate Vladislav Dombrowski in 2 straight matches in the final series, 12-2 and 8-4. Other individual champs in the men's freestyle field included Justin Basra of the ROC at 134, Ryan Loader of the Panther Wrestling Club at 189, and Joe Nord of the Minnesota Storm at 213. The champs in women's Greco-Roman were Whitney Condor of Army at 121 and Celeste Rodriguez of Voyagers at 138. Well, stay tuned. Our wrestling news continues right after this.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Well, just before Christmas, the Flo Premier League held its 3rd promotion in New Lenox, Illinois, with 5 professional matches. The main event was at 150 and featured 3-time U.S. World Team member Brent Metcalf of the U.S. against 2011 World Silver medalist Franklin Gomez of Puerto Rico. Both were stars from the Big Ten, with Metcalf winning 2 NCAA titles for Iowa and Gomez winning an NCAA crown for Michigan State. Both are also top medal hopefuls for the 2016 Olympic Games. Gomez opened with a 2-0 lead on a single leg just over a minute into the bout, but Metcalf retaliated and scored with a left-handed high crotch to tie the bout at 2. Metcalf scored the only point of the second period, earning a push-out 1 minute in. The third period was all Metcalf. He tallied 3 more takedowns to cap off their first ever meeting with a 9-2 victory.
It's a good match, but I think especially with what it translates to, which is how you're going to win gold medals. Got to score early, got to score on top. That's 2 things I didn't do.
Well, the co-main event was at 190. That's where Iowa State NCAA champ John Reeder squared off with Deron Wynn, both of whom are training for a spot on the 2016 U.S. Olympic team. Reeder had his offense working, scoring key takedowns on the way to a solid 6-2 victory, avenging a loss to Wynn from the 2014 Bill Farrell International semifinals back in November. Shane Sparks talked with Reeder after the win.
Got to score more, got to pick up the attack rate, attack more, and score often. Thanks for everybody coming out. It's a great event. It's supporting wrestling. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Next, we go to 190. 2010 NCAA champ from Missouri, Max Askren, squared off with 3-time NCAA All-American Jordan Blanton of Illinois. The match was all Askren, who had a number of successful techniques on his way to an 11-2 victory. Shane Sparks again, this time with Max Askren.
I've been wrestling for a long time. Always kind of try to innovate and increase the awareness there. And so when I wrestle with Ben, when I wrestle with other people, you get in bad positions, you keep working, keep trying stuff, and eventually, well, some stuff sticks.
At 135, Indiana NCAA champ Angel Escobedo dominated Connor Beebe 12-0, and at 165, Justin Burrich took a 6-0 decision over Andre Hernandez. The Flo Premier League will continue its inaugural season January 25th in Wisconsin. Headlining the card will be 2-time NCAA champ, 2008 Olympian Ben Askren in a match against Oklahoma State All-American and top Olympic hopeful Clayton Foster. Should be an exciting one. Well, just prior to the holidays, USA Wrestling held another popular Google Plus Hangout series with ACC Power Virginia Tech, a team that currently sits 6th in the NWCA coaches poll heading into the new year. NCAA runner-up Devin Carter has 2 All-American honors to his credit and is having another great year at 141 pounds.
It's kind of like a puzzle. You got to figure out a way to beat them, and the better guys have less and less ways to beat them. So we just got to keep trying to crack that code.
All-American Joey Dance finished 4th at the NCAAs at 125 last year and is another national championship contender for the Hokies.
In Vegas, I can hang with those guys. I mean, I just have to push the pace. I have to work my offense. Like right in the beginning of the first period in the Garrett match, I got in on a quick takedown. So, I mean, it's just really all about pushing the pace and knowing I can hang with those guys.
Assistant coach Tony Roby is in his 9th season with the Hokies and talked about this year's team.
We're always trying to get better as a team.
And we felt like we pretty much were able to do that this summer. You know, we feel like up and down the lineup, this is the most solid team that we've had with 10 weight classes. And I think when we get healthy, that'll show. You know, so far this year, we've wrestled pretty well. I think we're ranked in the top 10. I think we're ranked 6th in one poll and maybe 8th in another or 10th in another.
USA Wrestling will hold several more Google Plus Hangouts in the new year. Be sure to check out the details at themat.com. Well, it's time for our Photo of the Week contest. The pictures are sent in by families and fans from around the country and are also being considered for the photo contest page in our USA Wrestler magazine and our USA Wrestling Facebook page. This week's pic was taken by Charlotte Kimber and shows Sydney Kimber of Mount Edgecumbe High School in Sitka, Alaska, as she runs an armbar at the Alaska State High School Girls State Championship in December. Have your photographs considered for USA Wrestling's photo contest by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Folks, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper, and thanks for watching.